Hi folks, and welcome back to Conan Exiles. So, after approximately 2 weeks of delays, the Conan Exiles Age of Heroes public beta client has finally gone live. So we finally have the opportunity to start testing out the new features in the upcoming Age of Heroes before they actually go live here on the beta client. So I just want to take this opportunity to make probably a short video just going over the sort of main points that are in the new Age of Heroes. And let's get started. Okay, so the first new feature of the Age of Heroes is the Living Settlement feature. And this is the new system for our crafter thralls. So, before the beta client actually went live with the update, I threw up this little test base that we can do some little bit of testing in, and I've put some crafting stations in along with some crafting thralls. So let's run inside and take a look with what's happened to them. So we head in. Here we go. Right, so let's go this way first. So in here we've got our little smelter room. We've got a couple of smelters and we've got a couple of fireball cauldrons, and the thralls who were working on them have now been turned into placeable items. So if we look in the inventory here, Dea Lead Drinker, who was working on here, notice there is no longer a thrall slot up in the top section of the furnace UI. But Dea has turned up to an item in the inventory, so we can pull that out of there and we can put it on our toolbar. And now if we put it down, you can see we've got these ghost slots that you can slot them in the various stations, or indeed you can just place her down. So she is now an active thrall in the world, and we can click on her. Like all our fighters before, we've got combat tactics, the perks, we've got weapons, we've got armor, which we can change, and it's level 0, so we can level them up. So Dea has started off with 1487 health, but if you wanted her to also help defend your base, you can take her out and get her leveled up to level 20 and use the same food buffs and everything. She's went automatically and sat down at one of the smelters and started working. But if we can go to her stats, you can see that she has stats just like the fighters. So 0 strength, 20 agility, 10 vitality, 15 grit. She's got bonuses, growth chance, and she can get perks, exactly like a fighter. So that's cool. As I say, we can change her outfit, but as you saw, we placed her in the room and she's just went and sat down at the smelter by herself and started smelting. And if we go to the smelter, that's Dea. If we go to the smelter, you can see the thrall slot has now changed to this, and you can see that this particular smelter is giving us a plus to crafting speed. She's a smelter 4 and she's giving us plus crafting speed, because that's all smelters actually do. But the cool thing is that if we go to this one, it's picking up Dea as well. It'll pick up any crafter thrall within I think it's 50 meters, they're saying, and 50 meters equates to approximately 19.5 foundations. So anyone within that range, it'll pick up the thrall and it'll activate in the bench, even though they're not actively sitting at the bench. But this one had a different one. This had Larethel of Azura in it, so we can take her out, put her down, place her in the world. Again, you've got the grey slots. You have to place her in the world first, and then you can actually move and guard and they'll jump into the slots. But she's just went and sat down. They have their own life now, and she's just basically sat down. She sat down at that one, not this one. I think I have another one in here. Let's drop her down. There we go, and if we watch her, she'll stand there for a few seconds, and there she goes. She sat down and started working. But of course, what they'll also do is every now and again they'll get up from their stations, they'll go off, and they'll go and get something to eat, or might go and grab a bed and go and sleep. But no matter where they are in the base, as long as they're within the 50-meter radius, you'll still be able to get their bonuses in the smelter. So it's still coming up with Dea, it's not coming up with the other ones because there's no difference between them. And it probably would randomly pick the other one, but there's no difference between, so you can't choose between them because it doesn't matter. But what it does mean that one smelter will actually work all your furnaces all within a 50-meter radius, so you don't actually need 3 or 4 or however many smelters you've got. One will actually do them all and give you the bonus in them all, which is cool. Right, in here we have got an alchemist. So we put the alchemist down, same thing, we place him in the world first. We can access his armour, his weapons. He's not quite as good, 685, but we can level him up and do all that stuff. And he's went and started working on that fireball cauldron over there. So this one here has got nobody in it, but we're still getting his bonus, which is giving us crafting speed bonus. There should be one in here as well, a Tigris of Zingara. Let's place her down, see whether she's going to go to work. She's got 1487 at level 0. Yep, she went to work on that one. Mixing potions though, which that's a different animation as what we had before. But there you go, cool. Right, let's run over to the other side. So over here we've got our sort of leather and tanning area. So over here we've got a tanner's table, and I've got Grat Stinkfinger. Let's place him down. Let's see if we can actually pick him up and move him onto there. Yeah, we can. So you can place them, but he's decided I don't want to work there. He's got to work over here. We've got Ingo over here, and you see you got the Grat Stinkfinger buff. Just again, it's a Tanner 4 crafting speed bonus. Place him down there. Where's he going to go? Come on. He's going to go over the tanner's table. There we go. And we've got the extract silk and weave bonuses from having indigo there. We'll come back here soon to show you something else. Right, let's see. Let's head down into the basement. The dark, dingy basement down below. And what have we got in here? So, Torturer's work table. We've got Sir Bowen in here. Let's place him down. Let's put him, let's actually make him go on to the Torturer's table. So there we go, we've got the chain bindings. He's decided to go for a walk, and he's actually got to work the wheel. And you see, Sir Bowen has given us the, well, it's concussive damage, durability, crafting speed, reduced weight, all in there. No, so obviously it speeds up the thing. We've got Cat of the Thousand Lashes. Let's put her down. Hopefully she'll go and work on the torture table. But they'll move about, they'll swap about, and of course we've got Sir Bowen. So Sir Bowen is got the extra plus, the 2 pluses for concussive damage, and then just 1 plus for the rest. Cat of the Thousand Lashes, she's got the durability bonus, so they'll still give a bonus to the other things, but double increase on durability. So if you had the different ones, you can choose which one you want to use, even though they're not on the bench at all, but they're in range. You can choose which one you want to use for your crafting. So that's very cool. Yep, we've got another alchemist there. Let's drop you down. What have we got here? This is an alchemist bench, so let's drop you down. They'll go, and we should also have, yep, we've got a sorcerer here. Oh, you don't have your outfit. That's interesting. Didn't have your sorcery outfit. But of course we can dress them up in anything we want. So there we go. She's went on there. They've went on their stations. Over on the other side over here should be the kitchen. Yep. So we've got the lone fisherman. Alright, let's drop him down and see where he goes. This will be quite interesting. Where's he going to go? He's got the he's going to the stove, okay. So we could actually pick him up and put him on the campfire, but if we go to the stove, we still get the bonus of the lone fisherman because he's in range and get his special recipes, even though he's not actually working on the stove. Alright, let's see. Merrim. Drop her down, and she'll presumably now go to the stove. Come on. Come on. Just takes them a few seconds to decide where they're going to work. Oh no! She doesn't want to work today. Okay, they don't give any extra bonuses, so Lone Fisherman is staying. We don't get the choose, because you get his recipes, and also the crafting speed. Yeah, we've done that one. Right, let's go upstairs. So this is the ground floor. We've done... Yeah, we've done that. Let's head up another level. And up here, I've got a table laid out with chairs. We've got benches at the side. And look, she's actually sitting down on the bench, and she's having lunch. She's eating away. They don't consume any food. It's literally just an RP animation. So they're not going to take any food out of your thrall pots or your fridges or anything like that. They'll just go to come up here, sit there. But even though she's up here, we'll still be able to use her as long as she's in range of the benches downstairs. She'll still be effective, even if she's up, a whole level up, sitting, eating her lunch. Right, what have we got in here? We have the blacksmith bench. So I've got one of each type of tier 4 blacksmith here. And before, you used to have to keep them in and slot the one you wanted. Whether you wanted the edge smith or whichever one you wanted, you slot that into the thrall slot to get the bonus that you want. Not anymore. We place them down. Let's just grab them all. We'll place you down. And we'll place you down. So, is that Master Crafter Chris? Yep, Chris. So he's gone on the bench. One of the other ones, so you're walking away. Apra. You're away to sit down. Nope. Oh, she is. She's going all the way around the table to the other side. And she's got to sit down. And are you eating? Yep, she's having a bowl of food as well. Oh. Anora is sitting on the bench next to Merrim. That's good. Nice, good to see the employees all friends with each other. But you can still see that we can choose whichever one. So, Chris, being the Edgesmith, has got the plus damage. And then we've got, I think, is that the Tempersmith? You got the plus durability, and then you've got this one, the plus armor penetration. So whatever you're crafting, whichever bonus you want it to have, you can just pick which thrall you want, and it'll craft it with those bonuses. Even though two of them are actually not here. Armors, exactly the same. Let's see, we've got the 3 types of armorer. Let's put them all down. Put you down. 5, place you down. 6, place you down. So the 3 armorers are down. You have Arkin Broken Fingers has went on to the actual bench. And the rest are going to chill out and have some food. But again, we go onto the armorer's bench and we can choose which one we want to use. Durability, reduced weight, or the armor. Obviously that's the one we use most often, but don't tell the others. So yeah, excellent. That doesn't have a thrall there. What's at the other side? It's a carpentry area over here. So we've got Alphonse here. Let's place him down. What's here? We've got another guy here, Arca 9 Fingers. And that's for, well, I've got 2 artisan tables. Oh, he's actually went to the artisan table. 5, place you down. But again, we can go to here and we can pick which one we want for armor pen, durability, or damage. So that's cool. So yeah, they'll work away at a station that's appropriate to you. As you can see, they've walked to other stations, not necessarily the ones I've placed them in. But if it's a station they can work at, they'll randomly just go and stand at it. And if they're not doing that at the moment, they'll go and have something to eat. If I go up another level, is there anybody here? there's not. So I've set this level to be the staff quarters, shall we call it. We've set them up with beds. Each bed, I've given them a box to look after, but they won't use it. But sometimes they'll wander up the stairs and they'll go to sleep. And I've done this way because if I then go up another level, this is my quarters. And I'm hoping that they'll come up the stairs and get a first available bed, which is a staff quarters level, and they'll lie in that to save them lying in my bed. Not that it's going to affect, it won't affect my spawn point or anything like that. It's just an RP thing that, well, we don't want the staff sleeping in our bed. And I've just laid out the base in that fashion so that the staff quarters is the first ones they'll come to. So they'll wander up the stairs and they'll come to this area to eat. If they are hungry or take a seat. Oh, there's Ennis just sat down. She's got to have her morning. I think it's just turned daylight. These guys are still working away. But yeah, they're just going to wander about in the base. We can still access them from the different benches, even though they're not actually here. Like that, and we can pick which one we want. So it's an excellent feature. It just literally does make the base a bit more lived in and lifelike. Oh, there we go. Where are you going? Wandering about. That's Kat. She's come all the way down from the basement. And it's her turn to have something to eat. There we go. Right, okay. Something else I wanted to show you. Let's see. So, I've got some... Let's got some armour here. Let's take a set of armour. Let's go to Arkin, for example, and we can just set whatever armour we want. So there she goes. She's now wearing a full set of Redeemed Silent Legion. But you can pick the armour whether you want it to be for actual defence and make them for fighting if you reckon you're going to have your base getting attacked, if you have a purge or whatnot. Or you can just give them whichever armour you want for RP purposes, just to make them look a bit better, and no longer are they going to be wearing this coarse, rough leggings. That actually had Aquilonian sandals on, that one. Leather apron, going to be good for the RP purposes. Let's see, let's throw that away. But also, this is Illusioned Silent Legion armour. So if we now swap you out for the Illusion set, so although it's Silent Legion armour, it still shows the Illusion set, which in this case is the Assassin set. So that's Assassin light armour, but in reality she's wearing a Silent Legion armour. So you can give them good armour and illusion it to make it look like an RP set of armour. So that works on them as well. Okay, and one more thing I want to show you is, let's see, you'll do. Iblis, what are you? You are an alchemist. Let's set you out with a perfected heavy armour, and let's get you to follow me. Right, so she's now following me, but you can see this new feature above our nameplate, or below our nameplate, sorry, saying defend where attack. So if we stop her following, it goes to scouting. In fact, if we just move and guard, place her down there. Guarding, she'll sit down. Right, if we then say follow, it will, where is it? Defend where attack. And that is based on what this is set here, so defend where attack. If we put it to passive, you can just see there, it says she's got to attack nothing. And if we put it to aggressive, it says attack all enemies. So you can see from that nameplate what mode that she's in while she's following you. So that just makes it a little bit clearer. Right, she is following. She's got to defend her attack. Let's see, if I wander down here and run outside, she's not following us. She's not coming. I would tell her, come here. Come on. So this seems to be a little bit of a problem at the moment. I don't know whether this will be solved by the time it goes live, but you can see that she's not coming out. If we run over here, There we go. Eventually she teleports to you, but then just runs straight back to her station again. So while she's teleporting out, we can say move, and she can come with us. But let's see if I can see this. So, right, she's stopped there now. Okay, cool. Alright, and we can say attack that. What weapon have you got? There we go. Done. Now attack that. And there you go. She's fighting just like a normal follower. Should have actually given her a better weapon than that, but never mind. There we go. And she's got a level up. So her stats have went up and she's now level 1. So we can just level them up just like we would fighters. Oh, she's off again, look. She just wants to get back to work. She's really, really dedicated. And she just wants to run back to work. What I've found is, once you're getting out of render range of the base, then they just stop doing that and they'll start... There we go, she's appeared back at me. And then she's got to run inside the building to try and get back to work. And then... Dink, there she goes, back again and continually running. But like I say, once you get out of render range of the base, that doesn't happen anymore and they'll just follow you about like a normal follower that you can level up. Okay, right, let me see if I can actually grab her. But that is, oh well, one other thing to show you is like normal guards, performers, they don't do the wandering about thing. They're not like, it's only the crafters that will wander about and eat and sleep and not. The guarding fighters that you've got, they will just stand where you've set them to guard and won't move at all. They're just going to stand there. They're not going to wander about. You don't want your guards to leave their posts. So, all good. Okay, right, that's the living settlement. Let's move on to the next feature. Okay, so this is perhaps a little bit of a familiar location to you, and this is the first example of the next feature. Let's me run up here and introduce you to Freya. So we are up here we go, at Freya's hovel, which was a location that was on the map before, but it's slightly different now. This used to be an aggressive area where there was a couple of her Nordheimer friends would have been around here and they would attack us. Freya would attack us as well, and there used to be a white wolf up in those bushes, but as you can see the wolf's dead. I didn't kill it, I just arrived here, and these people are somewhat worse for wear. A few people over here, all dead. But now you can speak to Freya. So Freya is one of the new companions that are going to be in this chapter of Age of Heroes. There's going to be 2 companions. Freya is the first one, and she is found in her usual location up here at Freya's hovel, and you can talk to her and do a whole series of quests with her, and the choices you make in the quests will affect the perks that she gets, and at the end of it she'll become a companion follower. So a sort of equivalent of a tier 4, a top sort of high level tier 4 follower that you would get normally from using your Wheel of Friendship, but this time we're going to earn her trust and her companionship by completing quests for her, and she will be a different kind of fighter because you can't rename them. That is their name. They'll be like that forever. Now, the devs didn't want to spoil the whole mission, so I don't want to spoil it either. I want us to all to experience it on our own. But let's just talk to her for the first time, just to see what's going on.
The dreamer dreamed on the cold grey hills. The seeker rode in the sun. They are parted by fire and death and time, but their lives cling and their souls twine, till the last of the day is done. For the seeker dreams when the cold stars shine, and the dreamer seeks for his soul in mine. And dream and seeking must meet and twine, ere ever the day is done.
I want to know what happened here.
Then use your eyes. The jackals came. They set fire to the hut and took my man, Angvar.
Interesting name. They didn't attack you?
No. Angvar could see the shape of it right away. He surrendered to protect me. That man. Always my shield when I need him.
So, surrendering to protect you sounds like cowardice, or where did they take him?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So that's it. You're just going to sit around singing sad songs.
I just need a moment. Why do you care?
So you've got a choice of I'm roam the exiled lands looking for people to help, and you need help. I'm bored and need something to do. I assume that if I help you get your man back, I'll get some kind of reward. So we'll go for the nice option.
Start by searching the bodies. If we're going to find my husband, we need to know where these fools came from.
Okay. So our first quest is to search those bodies. So I'm not going to go any further than that. You have to search the bodies and find out what to do from there yourself. But this is one of the two companions. This is Freya, and she's found up here in, let me see, where is that? That's G9, up at the usual Freya hovel, just to the east of the aqueduct up on the cliff there. Okay, right, let's head over to the next new companion. Okay, here we are at the next location, and we are on the map. We're over here. We're kind of just inside Dagon's Embrace in O5. We're just on the south edge here, this little landmass just beside that wall. And if we come over here, first of all we'll find a Circle of Power, Lufay's Circle of Power, and this very strange corrupted plant. If we get a bit closer,
Yoga be praised. You are here.
Lufay appears. Right, so unfortunately you actually have to get into the corruption to be close enough to speak to him. I happen to have a dancer with me, so she'll help cleanse us, but you don't actually get that much corruption, so you can do this normally.
Exile. We have little time. Holding this form requires much energy.
You?
As you have no doubt surmised, my true form is trapped within the Yothka plant. I am Lu Fei, sorcerer to the Celestial Emperor of Kitai, master of the Five Storms, and sacred defender of the many-petaled throne.
How did you get here?
Complex arcane calculations led me to this strange land. For many long centuries, my circle has watched the skies, staying ever vigilant for an astrological conjunction that would signal the return of a demon. A demon of such incalculable appetite. It is destined to swallow the world. Many hours of research and scrying found me here in the exiled lands, where I discovered the door that would admit the demon. It is my eternal shame to admit that when I came upon the door, the demon within tricked me. I will forego the humiliating details, but know that the beast lured me into this vegetal prison where I am unable to stop it. I fear it is only a matter of time before it crosses over to begin its ravenous feast.
Can you be freed? Perhaps I can hack this plant to bits.
You must not! While I admit that I do not completely understand the plant's infernal anatomy, I know that it is born of a vile seed. A seed that takes purchase within corrupted soil and grows until its blasphemous roots extend all the way back to hell. Now, Exile, if you kill the plant, you may well kill me too. We will have to find another way to loosen its grip.
Okay, so what would you have me do?
Because I am bound to this hell plant, you will have to go forth as my hand. Our first and most important mission is to seal the doorway. Only then can we turn our efforts toward freeing me. I sense that you too are a student of the arcane, but you will need to learn the art of sacrifice. Empower Kurok's tome with the pages found on the corpses of sorcerers throughout the world. Build your own sacrificial stone and exsanguinate men upon it. Bottle their blood so that we may use it to banish the beast. A grim task, but it is the only way. 3 flasks full will suffice.
Okay. So we need to get 3 sacrificial blood in a flask for the first quest for him. I did notice that when I tried this, when I was playing about with it before, I hadn't learned sorcery on this character at all, and it gave me different dialogue options, because it then told me that I had to go out and seek out the cave and go and find and learn the tomb to learn basic sorcery. But at that time he said I knew the arcane arts, I just haven't learned the sacrificial stuff. So basically I have to go and level up my sorcery until I get to the point where I can do the sacrifices, get 3 of the sacrificial blood in the flask and bring it to him to complete the first of his quests to try and rescue him. And he's very interesting because unlike Freya, who was a character in the game before, this is a new character, and its character is a sorcerer. So it sounds like, we haven't actually seen it yet, but once you actually have him as a companion, he will do sorcery as he's fighting. So very interesting to see where that goes. But yeah, that's it. So there's 2 of these companions in chapter 1, Freya and what's he, Lu-Fei? Lu-Fei, yeah. And then apparently in future chapters we'll get more companions will get available to us, including in the artwork it's got like it looks like an Acer wolf, so like an animal companion. So yeah, future sounds good for companions. Very interested to find out what that. And it's the first like real quest system that we've got in Conan Exiles up until now, so very excited. Okay, let's go and look at the 3rd feature. Okay, so while the 2 sort of big ticket items that we're getting in this Age of Heroes is the Living Settlement feature and the companions, there's something else has been added to Exiled Lands that is quite interesting. That I'm just in cloak mode here so I can run in and let you see. But here we are, we're down at the Narrow Neck Span down here for an example. But in this camp, there is a cage. Oh, this cage is empty. That's unfortunate. But over here, this person here is a jailer. So the jailer and cage system from Isla Sipta is now in Exiled Lands. But unlike in Isla Sipta, where the jailer always were decked out in Silent Legion armour, which was a really easy way of getting Silent Legion armour early game for your thralls, in Exiled Lands the jailer is based on the location you are in. So this is actually a cannibal brute. It's got the same HP and presumably the same damage and the same height and model as a cannibal brute, because we're down here in the Defari Noob River area. But she has been added to here, and if we just take her out, she has a jailer's key on her, as well as the other normal loot you get, which obviously will open the cage. Unfortunately, this cage is empty, but that cage can have all the thralls, fighters, archers, performers, and now the cages can also have crafters in them too, because they are now people who can follow you around the world, so you can take them. But also, they can include barkeeps, so no longer do you have to do a purge to get a barkeep, you can get them from cages. I've been unlucky in this particular camp because there is no one in the cage, but you can see that in this area the jailer that you're going to have to fight to get the key is essentially a cannibal brute character. Let's move to somewhere else so we can see another jailer. Right, here we are at the den, up up here, just north of the unnamed city. And just here, we've got another jailer. So I'm not exactly sure what character or model, because this jailer seems to be like a random person, but you can see, like, compare the fighter who's got 375, you've got the gold bar and a 450, but there's a jailer here and there's a cage there with somebody in it, so let's take them out, get their key, open the cage.
Please listen. There isn't much time.
And that's a Zamorian barkeep.
Thank you. Thank you.
They're all going to start attacking her. Let's see. Take you. Take you. Take you. So yeah, although no armor on them, so they took a lot of damage there, but that one, I think this cage at this moment in time is a guaranteed barkeep. Every time you get somebody from that cage there, it's a barkeep. There is... Don't follow me. I don't actually want you to follow me. Stay there. Over this side, you can just see over at the other side there is another cage. I've only found one jailer in the den. I haven't found another one yet. These guys seem to be... Let me take you out. Let me take you out properly. There you go. Right, we've got up here. There's somebody else in the cage. Who are you going to be? You are a Nordheimer Fighter 2, so that's a fighter, but they can be stop following. You can be crafters or barkeeps. All the different stuff can come from these cages, but that cage over on the north side appears to only be barkeeps, which is a bit weird. Okay, I'm going to take you to one more location just to show you something else interesting, and we'll see you there. Okay, so I guess a lot of you will recognise this area. I call it the Circle of Death, but we're up here in the Mounds of the Dead, right up in the northwest here, and we're facing this little outcrop here that usually has a lot of higher level people in it in a small area, so it's quite dangerous. And if we come up here, there we have another cage, and this has got somebody in it, and over here... Oh no, that's a... Oh, looks like we've been super lucky, because over here is the jailer. Now the jailer in this area can either be, that's very clearly, a Delincia Snowhunter, or it can be a Sumerian Berserker. I have seen a Sumerian Berserker up here as well, but it's usually the Delincia model, so you're going to have to kill the Delincia model in order to get the key, like so. I was concerned that it was taking the place of one of the possible Delincia spawns, and that Delincia wouldn't spawn here anymore, but lo and behold, there's Delincia, so she can still spawn here even though the jailer is using the Delincia model. So let me just grab a key, and let's open, in fact let's take out these people so they don't attack her. Sorry Delincia. Bearer. You'd obviously always clear the area out before opening the cage. And what have we got here? Another barkeeper. There we go, Zamorian barkeeper. Right, you can stay here. But it seems to be quite common to be able to get barkeepers, and it appears that some cages all they spawn is barkeepers, which I'm not too happy with that. But that just shows that instead of the standard jailer that we get in Sipta, wherever you go, the same sort of character with the Silent Legion armour on, in the Exiled Lands, this jailer will be located along with whatever is close to that area. So we've got Cannibal Brute down on the Dafari region at the bottom. We got sort of mid-level, sort of, I don't know, Dogs of the Desert type character, tier 4 in the den in the middle, and then we're getting Delincias or Sumerian Berserkers as the jailer up here in the north. But again, get a key, you can open up the cages and get various people. There is a chance to get named people from these cages, but as usual it is a very low percentage. But it's another way of getting barkeepers without actually going and doing a purge. Okay, let's get back to base. Look at these lazy rabble kipping in their beds. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them sleeping there. Let's quickly just check. Oh, 2 people sleeping in my bed. So they have bypassed the beds down 1 level below, and they'll come all the way up to my bed. That is shocking. I'm going to have strong words with them later on. Okay, let me see. So that is basically the main features of the new Age of Heroes update. So we've got the living settlements where these guys they'll wander about, and it's just makes it, the whole base a bit more lived in. They'll wander, they'll eat, they'll sleep, but you can still use them in all your benches to do all the crafting that you need to do. The other thing is the companions. So the companion system, you've got 2 companions to go for, and go through their whole quest system, and the choices you make will dictate the perks that they get, so that's going to be interesting. So if you get another one, you could do different choices and do different perks, so that might be worth interesting to look into as well, so I'm looking forward to that. And then of course we've got the Jailors and the Cages that have been brought to Exiled Lands as well, another way of getting the Zamorian. Well, I think are they all Samorian? But another way of getting barkeeps anyway for your taverns. So there we go. That's a brief introduction into the new features of Conan Exiles Age of Heroes Chapter 1. I hope you enjoyed it. So if you did, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.